morning, I'm Tamara with Wyoming Dutch Oven Cooking. Welcome to our channel and welcome to our kitchen. Of course, I'm not up in Wyoming, we're down here in beautiful Arizona. We plan on doing a wonderful cranberry Christmas bread out in our Dutch oven cooking area, but it's raining and it's cool. And yes, we're going to do it inside, but this can go along with our series of doing Dutch oven cooking in your oven in cast iron, which is awesome. And this is a wonderful bread. It's from a recipe that I got from a friend years ago, and I've changed it over the years. She gave it to me back in the 1980s. And of course, this Christmas bread is my own, and it's a cranberry one. And what we've done this morning, I've already pre-done a few things to speed up the process. I've got my yeast going here in warm water with a tablespoon of sugar, and as you can see, it's already working. I've melted my butter. And this is scalded milk, 1 cup of scalded milk that we'll be putting in, and a teaspoon of nutmeg, fresh nutmeg, pretty fresh nutmeg, and 2 eggs. And what I've got in here is a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of the nutmeg. I'm going to put my eggs in here, and I'm going to whisk this together. This is a wonderful bread that is really easy to make. Well, it takes a little bit longer, so I always make this the day before Christmas. It's a wonderful Christmas bread because, as we all know, when those kids are tearing up those packages, the grown-ups do too. It is kind of hectic, and then you have that wonderful meal later that you really don't need a whole lot of. And here is 2/3 cup of melted butter that I'm going to be putting into here. Oh my. Can't go bad on butter. It is wonderful. And of course, my scalded milk, which you want to make sure this is cool. You put that in there. And my yeast. You know, I love making bread. When I was really little, my favorite, well, still my favorite today, is bread. But my mother has a picture of me in the bread box. Yes, when I was little, I literally lived in the bread box. I love homemade bread. It is awesome, especially warm right out of the oven. I'm surprised I'm not round as a loaf of bread. There we go with our yeast.
Is there a reason that you're using the whisk today instead of a fork?
Yes, the reason I'm using a whisk today, usually I use a fork or I've got my wooden spoon here handy, is I wanted to whisk those eggs up really well and get them mixed up. My husband's always asking questions, you know, which is good. That's an important question. Because certain kitchen tools are what works best for whatever you got going on. And first I'm going to put in just 2 cups of flour and mix that in real good. Altogether, there'll probably be about 6 cups of flour. This is white flour, unbleached. I love unbleached flour, it just works really good. Anyway, you keep mixing this in. And then we're going to keep adding the flour to this. And then I'm going to let it raise right in this bowl. I'll cover it with saran wrap. And with it being kind of cool and damp, it's probably going to take a little bit longer today to let this rise, but probably about an hour and a half. And then I'll be showing you how you roll it out and you put this wonderful cranberry filling in it. Of course, the final touch is cream cheese frosting. Oh my. Okay, so great. We'll keep adding this flour.
Are you going to make enough extra of that so that you can put some out Christmas Eve for Santa Claus?
Of course, we have to keep Santa Claus happy, and a glass of eggnog with rum. Got to keep Santa warm and happy. I wonder who Santa is. In our house, I think I know who it is. Anyway, we have a wonderful time. Okay, well, I'm going to finish this up and we'll see you in a little bit. Just remember that we put out a new video every week, everything wonderful and exciting. Hopefully next week the weather will cooperate and we can get back outside and do it in our Dutch oven cooking area. Of course, when we're up home, we don't let the elements stop us, but When we're down here in Arizona, we're expecting it to be warm and wonderful and nice. The wind not blowing and not raining, but anyway, we can deal with it. We'll have a wonderful cinnamon roll for tomorrow morning for breakfast for everybody. Actually, it's not a cinnamon roll, it's a cranberry Christmas roll. Okay, we'll see you in a bit, and we'll finish up with this. Okay, we're on to our next step here. My dough raised. I've got it rolled out here. You don't want it real thin, but you want it thin enough that you can roll them up. And here are my chopped cranberries. Here is about a tablespoon of orange zest. I'm going to put that in there. And about a cup of chopped walnuts and pecans. I have a mixture of both of them in there. That just works out really good. We're going to mix this all together here. And I did put a teaspoon of cinnamon. I might have told you that before. Cinnamon and orange go really good in cranberries. Okay, our first step here is I'm going to brush this with softened butter. We're going to make this portion into like a cinnamon roll. I'll cut them like a cinnamon roll. And this part of the dough, I divided the dough into thirds. And this part we're going to bake in this cast iron skillet that I put parchment paper in. The reason I have been lining it with parchment paper when I do things like this, it just helps to keep your cast iron a little bit cleaner and easier to take your rolls out or whatever you have. Because with something like this, it does have a tendency to let all that wonderful sugar and things kind of ooze out. Now I'm sprinkling this with just brown sugar. You can be generous with this because the cranberries are kind of tart. So I'm putting a fair amount of brown sugar here. And really for Christmas morning, all you need is this with a good cup of coffee, milk for the kids, orange juice, slice up some wonderful fresh fruit. This makes a wonderful Christmas morning treat. Okay, and then you're going to roll this up. I always start at this end first. And roll this as tight as you can. It just helps to hold all of that wonderful filling in. This is one of my kids' favorite breakfast treat on Christmas. Okay, and I'm cutting this about a couple inches because I want them to be fairly thick. You want a nice sharp knife, which my wonderful husband makes sure that my knives are always sharp. Nothing worse than a dull knife. There we go. And then I'm going to put this into this cast iron skillet, cover it again, and let this rise so it's double in bulk. Move this so you can see it a little bit closer. Oh wow, these are going to be beautiful. All right, we're going to continue on with putting this in here. And then I'm going to show you how to do my roll, and we'll put that into our next one. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this dough is make it into like a little loaf of bread. So basically I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to brush it with butter first. And be generous with the butter. Life is better with butter. No, really, I shouldn't be saying that because a lot of people have problems with cholesterol and weight issues. But it sure does make cooking like something like this wonderful. Okay, so there we go on that part. Now I'm sprinkling it with brown sugar, and this I am generous with because Those little cranberries are tart. As you can see, you don't want it real close to the edge because you're going to be rolling this up. And now I'm going to put half this mixture of cranberries, so I'll have enough left to do one more portion here. What I did with my dough is I divided it into 3 portions. One is going to be those cinnamon rolls that I showed you earlier. And then one will be this bread, and then I will do another one in this, like a cinnamon roll. Okay, now I'm going to roll this up, starting at this end. Wow, how incredibly beautiful. And then you want to just kind of tuck the ends in so your cranberries and brown sugar don't ooze out. And kind of pinch them. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? I get excited about making bread. Remember I told you, that is my favorite. Okay, then I put it in my Enamel Dutch oven that I've also put parchment paper in here. And there we go, so we're gonna cover that up and let that rise. And then we'll be baking this, so we'll see you in just a little bit. We hope you're enjoying all of this with us today. Please remember to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment. And we do a new video every Tuesday, so when you subscribe, you will get notice that we are sending out a new one. Of course, this time of year, we're having lots of fun doing holiday ones. So next week will be another really fun holiday one. And we also have a website, WyomingDutchOvenCooking.com. And on that website, we have a free guide and a recipe book. So you need to be going and doing that and enjoying it with us. All right, we'll see you in just a bit here.
Here comes Santa, and here's his treat. Here's a nice old cinnamon roll and an eggnog for his treat. He'll leave us more presents if we give him a wonderful treat. What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm making Santa a treat and the family tomorrow morning. How wonderful. Our rolls finally got done, and I've got this wonderful cream cheese frosting going on. First, I'm going to drizzle our bread that we've done here. This I've done in like a traditional bread. That I'm
Looks like a Yule log to me.
It probably is a Yule log. But you know, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Santa's going to call it yummy. Of course, cream cheese frosting, my goodness. You cannot go bad on cream cheese frosting. Look at that. How incredibly wonderful.
And what do you do to make a cream cheese frosting?
My cream cheese frosting is an 8-ounce package of cream cheese. As you can see, I need more cream cheese here. And I do have more cream cheese frosting going on here. And to be honest with you, I'm one of those cooks that doesn't truly measure. It's like, okay, this looks great. But probably 3 to 4 cups of powdered sugar to 8 ounces of cream cheese. You beat that in your mixer, I add half and half and vanilla to a consistency that looks great for frosting. And there you go. And there's no rules to frosting, as you know.
And how much vanilla?
A teaspoon of vanilla. You've got to have a teaspoon of vanilla. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Of course, you need to let your bread cool enough, or you know what happens? Your frosting just kind of leaves whatever you're frosting. It rolls right off. But look at this bread, isn't that awesome? Of course, I wish my daughter and her family were here to join us tomorrow morning. Of course, they're up in Montana, dealing with the cold and snow and the ice. He cannot join us today or tomorrow morning, but there will come a time that we'll all be together again. Of course, thank you for joining us today. We love it. We love all the memories, and share with us. And please share with your friends and family our wonderful video. We have something fun going on all the time. Of course, we got a little eggnog going on here tonight. Little eggnog, and I did not put the rum in because I do not need rum. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We appreciate all you guys. Remember that thumbs up. Please leave us a comment. Subscribe. We love it. Until we meet you again, we'll have wonderful, fun videos coming up. Watch us next week, because on every Tuesday we have a new one coming up. And of course, our motto is great friends shared with family and friends equals great times. Thank you for joining us today. Till we meet again, thank you. And we will enjoy, and we are going to enjoy this with our friends tomorrow morning also. Thank you.